All right, all right, all right. Amy Searcy, we are live. Attendees are jumping in from all over the globe as we are talking tonight with my friend Amy Searcy up in Kansas City, Missouri. And we are talking tonight about how to generate 6 figures in 6 weeks. Amy, that's a big, bold claim tonight.
It is big, bold, and serious, but it can definitely happen for anybody who's willing to put all of the pieces together.
Love that. The good thing is, guys, is you're jumping in. Okay. Amy have you done this yourself?
Oh yeah. Yep.
She says, oh yeah, I like the confidence.
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. So, and 6 figures, 6 weeks, right? As you guys are jumping in, give me, let Amy and I know where you're watching from. Okay. As the attendees keep stacking on. Appreciate you being here. Happy Wednesday night. Happy July 6th. Happy 8% month. What's up? Bethany. We got Jacksonville, Orlando, Vegas, Tiger, Atlanta, North Carolina, Cali, Kansas, Indiana, Chicago, Shawnee, Savannah, Atlanta, Dallas. You better be at 8%. Albuquerque, Kansas, Bama. Watching from Amy's kitchen. What's up, Steve Knirsch, Detroit, Virginia? That's a front row seat.
That is.
That's a front row seat. Okay. Oklahoma, Mississippi, Memphis. I love it. I love it. Love it. What's up? What's up? Letitia Jackson is on here tonight from Mississippi.
Woo-hoo.
What's up, Letitia? Good to see you. Excited to see you soon. Warren, Ohio. Okay. Also, as you're jumping in, let us know where you're from. We're about to jump into some of Amy's story. We're going to talk through how you can do this. Okay. By show of yes in chat, who's on and you would like to know, you wouldn't like to know, you're going to know tonight. You would actually like to earn 6 figures in 6 weeks. You're like, yes, I have never earned 6 figures in 6 weeks. But yes, I'm excited to learn. Yes, I'm ready to implement it. Yes, I'm actually going to take action on everything Amy says tonight, which is even more special when people start to take action, right? So I appreciate you being here. I'm excited to talk through this concept, which is big, and also your story as well. So for those that don't know Amy Searcy, who is an absolute bad A, if you will. Okay, she's a bad mama jamba, awesome chick. Love her and Steve. I would love for you to share your story just to jump out of the gate for those that don't know you yet.
Yes, perfect. So the health insurance agency or industry, I should say, found me back at the end of 2011. I was a single mama, literally beyond broke. I was on food stamps, literally had to start life over with a $10,000 cash benefit that I cashed out of a life insurance policy. And I know you all on here are super smart, but it doesn't take rocket scientists to figure out 3 kids, 10 grand is not going to make it very long. And so I just decided, this has come across my lap, and on purpose, by God's got some plans that I wasn't really expecting. And I took that and I sat at the feet of successful business people and figured it out and just was committed. I had 3 little Ys that needed me to figure out how to feed them because they were not compliant with eating once a day. So figured that out and really just watched God really mold me into something bigger and better for the plans that he had, and just stepped into that. And if he would have honestly showed me back then what has transpired in this business, from just the mom trying to do the food, clothing, shelter to a multi-million-dollar agency, at that time, I would have said there's no way that I can handle that. But there is always a way when he is on your side, molds you, guides you, and you just walk step by step and figure it out. And here we are. So I really feel like whenever you struggle through something and you figure it out, part of the purpose of that is for you to turn around and share with others. So that's why I'm here. And thanks for having me, Cody.
Yes, thank you for being here. Okay, before we jump in, I appreciate you sharing some of that. I'm going to tag you on Instagram right now, and others are going to go check you out on Instagram as well if they're not watching from their phone, and they're going to follow you. So what is your Instagram?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I don't even do all the social media stuff.
Is it the Polaris agency?
It's Amy the Health Expert.
Oh, boom. Okay, good. It's easy. Amy the Health Expert. I like it.
Thank you.
Found it. Okay, so you guys can go to IG and check it out. It's Amy, the health expert on Instagram. Should you have questions, should you want to follow, should you want to engage, or should you want to talk offline or learn more from Amy? Appreciate you doing this again tonight. Why this topic? Like why? There's a lot you could train on. You know, you've had a ton of success. That's right. Amy _ the health expert. Thank you, Steve. Why this topic tonight?
Well, I built my business initially in the under 65 market, which I know, wait a minute, there's money to be made in under 65.
Wait, 6 figures in 6 weeks? I didn't think there was any money.
Oh, right. People think you can't even make that in a lifetime. You can make it in 6 weeks. But I really feel like, you know, providing people with the tools and the knowledge to stack all these things on top of one another and build a good foundation to be able to catapult your business into another dimension, whether you're just starting, whether you've been in the business a while, whether you're kind of kicking the dirt and, you know, feeling like it's not going to work. It can work, and it does work if you're willing to, you know, take the steps, do the work. Like we said, like Cody mentioned, a plan is great, but until you take action, nothing matters. So you have to be willing to take action, do what needs to be done, and you can change your life.
That's right. That's all it takes. Well, let's talk through the time when you did this before. You've probably done this more than once, I would imagine. How many times have you done this? 6 figures in 6 weeks, if you're joining us.
Well, yeah, I've done it during open enrollment for probably about 6 years. And then you can easily do it outside of open enrollment as well. And of course, I can speak to under 65 and open enrollment. You can apply this to AEP and Medicare. You can apply it to group insurance, you know, PNC and life, maybe insurance. Maybe you don't have a, you know, open enrollment period, but you can create one. You can create a 6-week, you know, strategy session to where you're going to go nuts for 6 weeks. And you're going to change your bank account and change people's lives.
Does that help when you've got like a window that you have to like rush with incredible urgency and a ton of focus in a short time frame?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Because you know, that's harvest time, right? But if you think to a farmer, I grew up on a farm in South Dakota. And so you have to prepare for harvest. You know, champions are built in the off season. So the off season is all the other time that you're planting and watering and doing all the things of the seeds that you're planting, so that when harvest times comes, there you are, 6 figures in 6 weeks. Like I said, you can build that at any time throughout the year. You know, even in our industry, even selling health insurance or cross-selling those people in other lines of insurance.
Yeah, that's good. It's such a bigger think. For those who are just now joining, if you haven't done this, we want you to think a little bit bigger tonight, right? We want you to expand your vision. We want you to think like Amy Searcy tonight, no matter where you're at across the world, because you can do more. You can help more people. You can make a lot more money in a much shorter time frame than you realize. But everybody can cram for 6 weeks. You know, like it's hard for people to cram for 60 weeks. But 6 weeks, anybody can do it. And so it's like the book, the 12-week year.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. To where it's literally like the whole year. Nope. We're going to focus on this quarter. You're actually focusing on half of a quarter, right? Only 6 weeks. So I would love to jump in. I'm going to turn the mic over to you. You can train away. I'll jump in, but I would love to hear from you, how you did this, what steps you took, and how others can do the exact same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm thrilled to share. So I know you're probably thinking, oh, Amy's going to talk about, you know, marketing and the sales thing. And I am going to talk about those things because they are important, but there are some things that really need to come at the forefront of your business. And the first thing is you. You need to really work on you and figuring out who you are, who you're created to be, and that foundation of know who created you and for what purpose. You don't want to find your value or your purpose in money, in success, in things. Your worth and your confidence and peace will come and it won't waver when you find your worth and your value in your creator. So I'll say that because life and business is rocky and crazy. And if you don't have that firm foundation, then when you have a crazy or cruddy week or day or month, you want to quit. And then when you feel like that's a failure of a call or a day or a week, you could begin to feel like you are a failure as a person, and you are not. So I want you to first work on you. 2 is know who your business belongs to. I want you to envision, now whether you believe in God or whatever, but just work with me here. Envision God handing you keys, literally, to a physical office and saying, hey, I want you to take care of this for me for a bit. I got to go over here and do something else. And you go in that office. Would you not think a little bit differently about how you would handle or manage the office, from how you take care of the furniture to how you're cleaning it? Would you show up to work on time, or would you sleep in? Would you be really organized? Or would you be a little sloppy? Would you oversell someone? Now, I believe in package selling to protect a client, but there is also where you can oversell when they don't need more. So are you going to oversell to make an extra dollar for you, or are you going to do the right thing? So I want you to think about whose business that really belongs to. So in my life, when I was working through this industry, and I got to the place where my income finally met my expenses and then started to exceed it a bit. And it was starting to grow, but I wasn't sure. It was just me. Do I sell more? Do I recruit and help more agents? Like, I don't know what to do. And so literally in a quiet time with the Lord, I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want to do, but this is yours. So I like physically in my mind, like, here you go. I'm setting this at your feet. You do whatever you want to, build it, shut it down. I will have peace that whatever that is, you have something bigger and better. So you show me. I really like the flashing billboards coming down, that's kind of how sometimes what I prefer. I don't always get that. But literally the next day, my phone was ringing from people in different directions than I had anticipated. And I'm like, I got you. Okay, here we go. And literally our business grew over 100%, 3 years in a row, just from that change in mindset. All right. So number 3 is find a good mentor, a mentor whose foundations match yours, that is strong, that you can build on, somebody that you can trust. You trust that they have your back. They have the best intentions with you in mind, even when they have to be a little hard or firm on you, right? And somebody that you know and can trust, that they are going to not talk about you negatively behind your back. They will talk positively behind your back and build you up when you don't even know they're talking about you. And when other people are talking negatively about you, they either change the course of that conversation or they leave, but they will pray behind your back. So this mentor should also help you with your goals, help you with your why, bring you back to those things when you're kicking the dirt because the leads are terrible today or whatever's going on. They get to know you and truly you and who you are and what makes you tick and your style and what kind of communication they need to come at you with to push you, and rather than make you feel worse. They'll teach you and support you and hold accountability. The next thing is your circle. You should have a close circle of people beyond your mentor. It might be friends. It might be people in the industry. It might be your family. For me, as a single mom, it was my kids, right? So I sat my kids down and said, hey, I have this opportunity. I'm going to learn it and I'm going to figure it out. And when I do, what would you like to do? Because this is about you too. So is it a trip? Is it a thing? Is it a experience? What is it? So then I really took each of their dreams, I guess, to heart. and the vision board, if you want to say. And so then I'll take, Emma, my youngest at the time, she was in grade school, and I had a goal to sell, my first million. And I broke it down. Again, your mentor should work your goals backwards into daily activity. I knew how many clients I needed to meet that goal. So we had a whiteboard in the hallway, this little crappy apartment.
This is
And
good. This is really good. I love this. This is good.
Yeah, she drew little snowflakes, each snowflake representing the number of clients I needed. She came home from school. Mommy, how many clients did you sell today? And she would erase each snowflake for the number of clients till we had a few. Some days weren't so good, right? Even when you think you got it mastered, some days stink. And she'd be like, oh, well, guess what she encouraged me to do later that night? You should go get back on the phone, Mom, so that you can meet that goal so that we can do X, Y, Z. So your circle is now on your team, and they're going to push you. Maybe when normally they'd be like, oh, you got to get on the phone again. You're always working. They want you to be successful because that equals success for their little worlds too.
I love that. That's so good. That's such a good visualization and reminder. And you're getting people on your team pushing you. That's so good.
Yep,
Thank you.
for sure. Next thing I'd say is pick a lane. Pick a lane. I tell our agents this too. I don't care what it is. Pick Medicare, pick life. You could be the best dental insurance broker ever. I don't care. Pick a lane and just be really good at it. Sit at the feet of really successful people. Ask for the recipe. We just had 4th of July holiday, right? You probably experienced some yummy food. Hey, that was a great salad or whatever it is. Can I have the recipe? What do you do when you get the recipe? Do you kind of alter it? No, you make it exactly the same because you know it's going to turn out exactly like that yummy salad. So learn the recipe from the successful people, follow the recipe to a T, then you can be guaranteed the results. If you're changing the recipe and then you're like, wow, this doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you're not following the recipe. Now, after you're really, really good, if you want to add a little spice or change a little thing, you can do that. And maybe it'll even be even better. And then you can share that with other people. But if it doesn't work, then you know that one thing you can take back out. So follow the recipe, stay in your lane until you really, really master it. Once you master it, then you can scale and you can build a vertical, next to you. So I started under 65, mastered that, added group benefits, then added Medicare, and then now we're adding P&C and financial services. So pick a lane, stay in your lane, get really, really good at it.
Yes. And you guys got really good at a lane before you considered expanding a little,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it gets too confusing. And it's really cool to have, 200 products at your disposal. But then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you want disability? Who do we sell disability with? How do I do that? Call the carrier. You're spending half a day trying to figure out how to write a disability policy that probably you're not going to purposely do anything wrong, but you might not do the best thing. Give it to someone else who is really good at that. Or if you're an agency owner, have someone learn that piece, and then you can have your agents refer to that one disability agent. They can do a little comp split or something, and everyone wins.
Yes, that's great. I love it.
Okay, as far as marketing, what I say is have 3 to 5 really strong spokes. So envision a wheel on a bicycle and all the spokes on the wheel. They're all really important. But in marketing, you might have some spokes that you do a little bit of, but you need to have 3 to 5 strong ones spread out to support that wheel and to keep it rolling. For me, and this is what I recommend in under 65. Remember, broke mama, no money. I didn't have money to buy leads. In fact, when I came into the industry, where I was at, there was no CRM, there were no leads, there was no anything except some old stack of old 2 or 3 year old paper leads and a couple of scripts. Good luck. Let me know if you need something, kind of thing.
Wow.
So yeah. But even if there were leads, I had no money to buy them. So what I did is I knew I could count on myself. So I did all the really uncomfortable stuff, like going in and out of businesses, introducing myself, leaving a card, something different, going to community events. Those are free, but your time isn't free. You usually have time or money. and you want to get in this business, you can get where you have both. But at that time I didn't have. So I'm telling people who are in that situation, you can still make it through this in this industry, even if you don't have money and a ton of leads. Join a networking group. I also joined the Chamber of Commerce. I couldn't afford $350 or whatever it was. I had to make the $24.97 payment, every month. I could do that. But then I knew that I was investing that money, and I attended a ton of chamber events. People are seeing my face over and over and over. They see you, then they get to know you, they like you, then they trust you, then they send you referrals. Still to this day, I have strong referral partners that I met way back then who I am their health insurance person, right? So do those things. And then when you can, get into some social media marketing. Cody can probably give some recommendations of a good marketing company, but you can also just post on your own. You can go join groups, join mom groups if you're working on family insurance or whatever. Don't just go in there and start advertising and talking about yourself. Comment on posts in there, and then people will see your name here and there, and then there will be questions sometime about insurance. So be part of those. You can do paid social media, and then obviously getting to the place where you can buy leads. So those are some good points on marketing.
And when we talk about buying leads, Amy, where do you, for U65, what do you think about? Share whatever you're comfortable with. I'm cool with whatever. Like, what do you think through? What do you like? What do you not like?
Yep. So as far as buying leads and under 65, so it's I think any of those what am I trying to say? Types of insurance are different. The types of leads that you can get, how easy, how hard it is. So under 65, there are some good lead vendors out there. We purchase leads and have those available for our team and our CRM to purchase, but or we cost share some of those things as well. But what you're looking for are, as far as purchasing leads, small business owners, maybe that don't have a group benefit option. Maybe they're just small. Maybe they don't even have employees, but they need to cover themselves. Those are people who know the value of insurance. They have money and they're going to pay their bill and they get it. And they're not going to call you with a bunch of, issues and problems. So that's good. Another thing in developing referral partners, because that's huge, is think about whatever space it is that you're in, what kind of people work in a referral spot. So like for me, under 65, we're working on qualifying life events outside of open enrollment. So what are those? Getting married. Who's a wedding planner? Getting divorced. Who's a divorce attorney? Become referral and partners and friends with divorce attorneys. In a divorce, someone is losing coverage 100% of the time in every case. So you can be that person. Having a baby, moving. So moving to a new state. Who do you know? There's a realtor. There's only 15,000 in Kansas City alone. So who do you know is a realtor? Maybe they are a mortgage broker. Those people are always working with people moving. They're moving in and moving out. Their plan probably isn't the same or even effective where they're moving to. So those are the kinds of leads and referral partner kind of people that I would be looking for. That help?
That helps. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Next is have some sort of system to keep you organized. For us, it's a CRM system. It tells us what to do. The agent sits down, they see their schedule, what client or prospect they're supposed to be calling, following up with. So it keeps you organized. What am I doing? Following up with clients. It will drip on your clients or your prospects throughout the year, and you will have them respond back to you, asking you to help them with something else. It keeps you staying in front of them. It helps provide some professional presentations when you're presenting your product, and also some reporting. We also use our CRM for emailing pre-open enrollment.
Mhm.
So when you have that squish time, like AEP for Medicare, you can't write the application until the 15th of October, but you can talk to them in, the beginning of October. So same thing with us. We will do pre-open enrollment meetings and appointments with our current clients. So we can get them lined out, figure out where their health situation is, their budget, what changes, needs they have, and kind of walk through the options with them and get that set up. And then once it is time that we can enter applications, you can get ahead of the game there. So make sure that you have a CRM available. And again, your mentor should be able to work the numbers backwards. So if you want to make 6 figures in 6 weeks, they should be able to sit down with you and work those numbers. What do I need to do per week, per day? How many days a week? How many hours? How many appointments do I need to get to this goal? And use your CRM to run reports and pull those and go, man, this lead source or this thing is kind of working. I need to tweak it. This one isn't working at all. Kick it out. This is great. Let's fire that up some more. So CRM, super, super important. And then the next thing I would say is time block. So when you get to working on your schedule, time block when you're going to be working, what you're going to be doing, and that is all you are doing during that time. Be committed to do what you say you're going to do. And the biggest thing in this is do not quit. Like, do just not quit. Do not quit. Don't do it. That's the only way that you're going to fail. That's the only way you're not going to meet your goals. Don't quit. Some days are rotten and some are amazing, and they all average out together to be, get you to your goals. And the other thing in that, again, goes back to accountability with the CRM, accountability with your mentor. Not everybody's a numbers person, but you do need to look at the numbers because numbers do not lie. And it'll tell you what's working, it's tell you where you're at. If you need to push harder, if you're like, sweet, I'm doing great, I'm gonna keep on cruising where I'm at. All right, now we're getting to all that to put together all these pieces. And I'm telling you this so that you aren't like, well, I don't know, she said I can make 6 figures in 6 weeks. I went and bought some leads and it didn't work, because there's a lot more to it. So these are all of the pieces to the puzzle to make that whole picture shine. So in this, now we're in 6 weeks, we're in game time. This is time when you are blinders on, head down, time to do the work. It's the sprint at the end of the marathon where everything comes together. Now, like I shared, I do under 65. I do group insurance as well, but I'm just going to talk to you about under 65 because people have this weird thing about group, and that's a whole nother topic. But you can sell 6 figures in 6 weeks during open enrollment. You can do it the rest of the year. You can double your income the rest of the year. You can also pick another time. I'm doing it right now, 6 weeks, 6 figures in 6 weeks right now, just to show you by the time I get to 8%, I will hit another 6 figures in 6 weeks using products outside of health insurance or outside of open enrollment. But I want to caution you during this 6 weeks, don't forget the life basics. You need to sleep. You have to take care of yourself. You think about this as being an athlete, sprinter, a marathon runner, whoever it is. They have to fuel their body and take care of their body to be able to perform at its peak performance during the 6 weeks. So make sure that you're getting a good quality sleep. Make sure that you're eating healthy food to fuel your brain. If you are not, and you're running or sending someone to fast food or Quick Trip or whatever you guys have in your area, you're going to feel like garbage and you are not going to be able to perform at the level that you need to. So maybe it is meal prepping on a day off because you do need some time, some downtime. Maybe you pay someone or your kids to meal prep for you. Maybe it is ordering healthy meals delivered to your door because you're making six figures in 6 weeks. You can certainly afford to do that. But you can't afford to eat garbage. Hydrate, get some exercise in. You know, if you can go take a quick walk outside, maybe you're doing squats while you're on a call. Just don't get too winded. Then they'll be like, are you okay? You could do some burpees in between, whatever it is. Just fit in some pieces of exercise. And then, you know, if you get to shower every day, that's a bonus. Next is, like I said, make sure to track your numbers daily and weekly and push. And when you feel like you need the push, call in the troops, call in your circle of people, call your accountability partner, call your mentor. I need a push. I need some help. I'm growing weary. Send help. And then work with your team. Remember, single mom, no money. I sure didn't have a team, couldn't afford to buy employee a team, but I had kids and I had smart kids, and kids, again, they're part of my circle. So they're in on the success. So I had one that did some social media marketing, making posts. She drove so many leads to me that I couldn't even keep up, to tell you the truth. It was crazy. So that's what one of my kiddos did. Another one wrote handwritten thank you notes to all of my clients, all my sold clients. Another one's very analytical minded. So he would enter all the data into my CRM system. He would run the reports, enter applications, so that all you are doing literally is butt in the seat and selling. Every hour it depends on where you are at in your business, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, whatever, however many clients you have to have that many appointments. So what I was doing is I was selling 12 to 14 hours, excuse me, and I would sell or have an appointment, at least once an hour. Sometimes in some years, in some circumstances, I did them a little bit closer together. Let's just say that you just did 12 hours and you did one appointment per hour, one sale per hour. That is, and in my industry, we average $1,000 per client as far as commission. And you're like, what? Like, I thought there was no money in the under 65 market. Well, if you're just looking at the marketplace only, that's $20 per member per month. What if you just have a single person? That's $240. You know, that's okay, but you're not really taking care of them very well, because there's a $8,000 or more max out of pocket on an ACA plan. And dude, like, most Americans don't have $1,000 in their savings account for all emergencies, not just health insurance. What if the muffler falls off the car, the AC breaks in Kansas City in July? Oof. So you need to package the plans for the clients, and packaging the plans for us averages at least $1,000 per client. Mine go from $1,200 to $5,000 for an under 65 sale. But let's just play with the lower, easier numbers. 12 hours, 12 appointments, $1,000. That's $12,000 a day you're making for your year. And if you do all the math and figure that out, that's $432,000 in 6 weeks. So I'm sure when you saw the little hype about 6 figures in 6 weeks, you're thinking 100,000 in 6 weeks, which no one hates that. But 432,000, what? In an industry that there was no money in. So let's just say that you didn't just get started. You've been doing this a little bit. Maybe your sales skills aren't quite as strong, or maybe you have some of these other pieces we've talked about that aren't part of your puzzle yet, right? So let's just say that instead of 432,000, you only do 6 hours a day. You make 6 sales. Is anyone going to complain about $216,000 in 6 weeks? I don't think so. And let's say that you're just getting started and you only have, half of that. Well, that's $108,000 in 6 weeks. Like, again, when you showed up to this, you're probably thinking 6 figures, 6 weeks, that's 100,000. Wait, what? Hold up. She's talking about 432,000. So if it's a fourth of that, and it stinks, it doesn't really stink that bad. So, I'm going to run through the rest of these steps, and then I'll just go through a package sale with you, because I feel like what most agents do is they keep just trying to tack stuff on or call them back again. And that's not how it happens. And it's not, that's not the way to do it, not just for you, but for them, and understanding how their plan works. So anyway, work, blinders on, head down, 6 weeks, appointment every hour. Let's push to the 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. Then when you're done, dude, you are worn out. I literally tell people we like take a nap for like 2 days. Well, not maybe sleep the whole time, but we just relax, veg out, off the phone. And then we take our crew, excuse me, take our crew, our kiddos, our team on vacation. We're in Kansas City, so it's not the real greatest time of year in January to be hanging out. So we go to Arizona or somewhere for a few weeks. You deserve that. They deserve that. And you guys are really bonding and coming together over this crazy busy time. And you're bonding and coming together in benefiting on the back end. And then after that, I tell people, run the numbers and make a strategy session for the next go, right? Next 6 weeks, next 3 months. If you're like, I just need a little bit of break, what am we going to focus on next? Make a game plan and strategize for that. So those are kind of from the beginning, starting with you all the way through resting and taking a strategy session for the next go round. Grab a water here just a second. Okay. I have people ask me about this all the time, and it really is part of this six figures in 6 weeks. You've got to learn how to present a package sale. Why do I need a package? I mean, you're just upselling the client stuff they don't need. I don't believe in that. We literally need to truly care for our clients. If we go back to the second thing I was talking about, is how are you going to care for your business if God was handing you over the keys to the business, which, belongs to him anyway? How are you going to care for your clients? You're going to be honest. You're going to be integral. You're going to do the right thing for them. Well, guess what that is? That is packaging the plans, because in under 65, if you want to talk about ACA plans, the max out of pocket is around $8,000 for the year. Might be a little less on some plans and it might be more on others. $8,000. Go back to Americans. Half of them don't have any savings, and half of the rest of the have $1,000 or less. How in the world are they going to cover $8,900 and a broken muffler, or air conditioner, or groceries, or whatever it is, right? So you want to cover that max out of pocket most of the time. 95% of the time that comes from an accident or injury or a critical illness, cancer, heart, stroke. Those are kind of the big things. So we will package those things around the medical piece, so that on the back end, if they get hurt or injured, they're only out of pocket $250, not $8,000. You think that doesn't make a huge difference in their life? I mean, you guys, I know insurance is not sexy, but it's ridiculously important what we're doing. You are really responsible for their financial security, whether you're not a financial advisor. Well, some of you might be, but in my space, I'm not a financial advisor or financial planner, but what I do or don't do can affect their finances. So $250 versus $8,000, that's doable, and that's devastating. They're already going through something really difficult over here. They don't need to be stressing out about finances. And then the other piece is the critical illness. They're out of pocket, no money, nothing for critical illness. And in fact, they usually have a lump sum benefit they get that's going to help pay for their mortgage and their living expenses while they are over here trying to get back on their feet. Because I don't know about most people, can't say this about us insurance people that are building up a residual income, but when most people aren't working, they're not making money or not making the same amount of money, but their bills keep coming in. So you have got to package this stuff if you really truly care about people. So package plan is accident, critical illness, the medical piece. Usually they need dental and vision, life insurance. They may need some other things like annuities or whatever their situation is. And this is a side note now, back on the marketing piece, I forgot to mention what's going on in this country right now is the great resignation. People are leaving their places of employment in droves. Some are getting fired. Some are like, I'm tired of this. I want to go out and do my own thing. But they're all most worried about insurance. You are their lifesaver in insurance when they can make the step to go live a life that they really want instead of staying at a job they don't really like for the insurance. So I just forgot to mention that, but I want you to know there are tons and tons, thousands and thousands and thousands of people that need your help right now. So if that is the case, then you may have annuities and different other ways that you can help those people with some of their benefits. But I'm going to run quick through a presentation of a packaged sale if I were talking to Cody. So I've already talked to him before, and Lauren gathered their information, what I need for quoting, what's important to them. I found out they travel. They don't really have a whole lot of health needs, but they're concerned about the big stuff. They want to be able to go to the best doctors in the country. So I went out and shopped the plan for them. So I presented something like this. Hey, Cody and Lauren, I know when we talked last, we went through really your needs and your budget and kind of what you're hoping for. You guys travel a lot. Is that right? Yes. Don't really have a lot of health issues, nothing really crazy, and no cancer, heart attack, nothing like that since we spoke last. Nope, we're good. Okay, great. Just some basic things, maybe some basic prescriptions. Maybe somebody has a blood pressure, cholesterol, whatever. Okay, great. So what I did, guys, I went out to all the carriers and I shopped all the plans and the carriers in your area, and I put together some options for you. I'll just for this purpose, I'll go through one. So I just wanted to go through this first option with you. So it is whatever it is, $5,000 deductible. Your doctor copays are $40. You have telemedicine 24/7. So if you have any cold, flu, sinus infection, ear infection, UTI, stuff like that, all the regular normal stuff that you're like, oh, what a drag. I wish my neighbor was a doctor. I don't really feel like going to the doctor to sit in there with a bunch of sick people just to get this sinus infection I get this time every year. I just need an antibiotic. You can call telemedicine 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't cost you anything. There's no limit to the number of times you can do it. Now, Cody and Lauren know that this is not triage. Hey, you got to call telemedicine. We'll give you permission to go see the doctor. You do whatever you want. Most Americans like free and easy, and I can do it from anywhere. This is that. Usually everybody's like, oh man, that's great. If you need to go to urgent care, it's a $50 copay. Now, you shared with me you wanted coverage for those big things, those looming catastrophic things, which honestly, most of us have coverage for that, not so we can go to the doctor for $40. Well, if you get hurt or injured, Cody, Lauren, whatever you're doing, if it's sports, if it's just slipping on the ice and breaking a bone, your max out of pocket is going to be $250. They're like, wait, what? Like our neighbor broke his arm last year and it was like $6,300. Yeah, I know, but he doesn't have a plan like you have the access to right now. And I give them an example. I blew my knee out a handful of years ago, and that required an ER visit because it happened right after the doctor's office closed. Then I had to see an orthopedic surgeon the next day. Then I had to have surgery, had to have a knee brace, had to have physical therapy and a little bit of pain meds. And all those things together, they're all related to that one injury. I paid $250 for everything. And their mind is like blown, right? Wow, that's amazing. That's better than the group plan I had. Yep, probably is. Then the other thing, guys, is 95% of the time that anybody ever meets that big out of pocket cost is from an injury or critical illness. Most people think about cancer, heart attack, and stroke. But what about loss of limbs, loss of eyesight, burns, paralysis, things like that? If you get diagnosed with something like that, you are only going to be out of pocket, wait, $0. You don't have to dig into your savings, take a hit on your retirement account from pulling out some money to pay your max out of pocket. And the carrier is going to mail you a check for $30,000. You can dial it down, you can dial it up, but the average is about 30,000 because, and again, you're not talking to insurance agents. So you can say, because I don't know about you, but most people, when they're not working, are not making the same amount of money, but their bills keep coming in, right? And they're like, yep. And now they're starting to really walk through what that scenario would look like. And so while they're over here dealing with it, or while you're over here dealing with the physical and emotional strain and stress, you don't have to also be over here worrying about financial stress. That can take that off of your plate. So $30,000, your max out of pocket is $5,000. What I would do with that, now know that that $30,000, Cody and Lauren, that's yours to do whatever you want. You can invest it, go on vacation, throw a party, give it away, whatever you want to do. I would take 5 of that 30, mail it to the hospital where you're getting your cancer treatment. And now your max out of pocket is covered and you have $25,000 to keep life going. That gives people enough money to get back on their feet typically. And even if, let's say that it's Lauren going through cancer, well, Cody is probably taking off work some, right, to go be by Lauren's side. So this just really gives them a lot of peace of mind. Now, if they are a business owner, I'll tell you as agents, dial that up because they need enough money to not just cover their household expenses, but also their business expenses. Maybe they're going to need to hire someone to put in place there. So, and then I walk through how their dental coverage works and vision and whatever. And then I say, and your premium is $637 or whatever it is, right? And if you've already asked them in your discovery call about their budget, and usually people tell me, but if the numbers, I mean, the numbers are what they are, as you know. If they're coming in a little bit more and they say, I was hoping it was a little less than that. And I'm like, to make it less than that, we can move some things around. We can either increase your max out of pocket, your deductible, or we can take some coverage away. They're like, well, I don't want to take any coverage away. What do you mean? Like that accident thing? I want that. What about the critical illness? No, like, please don't mess with that. So this is where you guys, when you present it correctly, because you are doing the right thing for the client and for their family, they love it and they will buy the whole thing. I think I only maybe have like 3 clients without everything. And they're like, the 19-year-old kid who's like, oh, I just need something, but they have, guess what? They have a health plan and at least an accident plan because they're more likely to get hurt doing something crazy than they are having a critical illness. But just know that you're doing the right thing with them. They're protecting them and you happen to be basically doubling your income on a package sale. So that is pretty much what I have. Oh, there's Cody. He's back.
She has all kind of knowledge, doesn't she, man? Who's enjoyed this tonight? Hey, give me a little love for Amy Searcy in the chat. The attendance has grown the whole night, which always tells me how good you've done because it didn't like dip. It like rose the whole time. We got several people raising their hands. I love it. That's awesome. What's up, Gina? Appreciate that. Cool. Very good. We would love to move into some Q&A if there's some questions for Amy that she hasn't answered yet. What's up, Tommy Overton? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, very, very informative, like really good, very good detail, ton of information. We've done a lot of these, but this one was really, really solid. So thank you for
Good.
spending
You're
your time to help everyone tonight. Seriously.
Absolutely. No
So
problem.
good.
Well, if you think of something after the fact, feel free to reach out. You can reach out on Instagram, Facebook. You can email. You can
Yeah,
text.
what's your email or
Email is, Amy at thepolarisagency.com.
right there?
Yep, that's it.
Boom. Okay.
And my number is 816-345-9868. Just shoot me a text.
Boom.
I
Text
know
is
people
easy.
sometimes reach out after these and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you actually responded. Dude, like we are literally here to help people. Literally here to help people. I mean, I am thankful where I started because I learned I had a great recruiter and not a very good trainer. So I had to learn some things, most things somewhere else.
Yes.
And the thing though that you also learn in that is you learn what you don't want to do when you have a team and you want to help people and you want to be vulnerable, you want to be open and transparent. So we really, you'll find this in Cody's whole circle and the whole 8%. They want everyone to win. This is not a
Yeah.
competition. There's zillion people out there. There's plenty of people for everybody. And if we just help each other become better at what we're doing, clients win, we win, everybody wins,
Yes. I'm also going to throw in the link for 8%. They can come hang out with Amy and Steve. We have Fire and Diamond are sold out, but we still have Premier and VIP. So I'll give you a private link for $300 off a VIP seat. So
Nice.
There you go. Okay.
Well, there's a guy on here, Lionel, reached out after I think our last podcast maybe or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I saw you on this podcast with like I don't remember, Alan or something. I'm like, oh, you mean Cody? He's like, yeah, Cody. And guess what?
Come on.
He's now coming to 8%. He's in Oregon, I believe. Yeah.
You can call me whatever you want as long as you show up to 8%. Okay.
He's coming and so he's in PNC
Awesome.
and going to expand his mind and opportunities. And, so it's great.
I love it. All right, you got a couple questions there. Let's see. What platform do you do to cross sell with ACA?
Platform? Do you mean products or? I typically will take ACA and then I will package. United Healthcare has a really great plan called ProGuard. It's an accident and critical illness combo plan. I like United a lot because not only, you get the name recognition, so clients have like peace of mind with that. They have one of the best networks in the country. And I've literally in all these years have had no claim problems. So that is a good one. But if you have one that's favorite in your area, and if you have specific things like maybe somebody's had a critical illness in their past and you have to get a guaranteed issue, if you have questions about that, let me know. I can kind of walk you through what to look for there and how you present it a little bit. And then if somebody's like National General or Allstate now, their accident plan is good, but does not cover sports related injuries. So these are things that if you have a good mentor, they're going to teach you these things because you don't want to put that family on that plan. You want to move over here to do this one over here that covers sports related injuries well.
Let's send a Slack to Dylan to make sure we post this on YouTube, just because we have several others that weren't able to be on, or others on that would like to rewatch, which is great. All right.
Any other questions you see in there I can address?
Let's see.
I'm over 50, so I can't quite do the multitasking anymore.
Are you using NatGen at all?
Yes, I use NatGen.
Which states do you sell in?
Okay, so I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. By the way, those of you who don't know, Kansas City is mostly in Missouri, not in Kansas. But but I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm licensed in 28 states, so I sell all around the country. I shouldn't say all in 28, but the ones that have good product availability, and that the people are receptive to buying over the phone. If you want to know the list of those, let me know. I can help you kind of know where to start, which ones to add here or there and build on. I do have California, yes.
That's not this SCA. That's the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, this is the cool C8. No
That's
offense
right.
to those of you in California.
That's right. I think that is pretty much it. Okay, boom. Well, thank you so much. You're amazing. Awesome job. Virtual round of applause, even though we can't see you, for Miss Amy Searcy. Thank you. When you sell one per hour, are you selling online?
Over the phone. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
mostly.
all over
Yep.
the phone. Yeah.
Yep. And when I started, I sold across the table. So I know how to sell face to face. I know how to sell over the phone. Personally, I mean, I think most everybody would agree, selling face to face is easier because you can read the people, you can talk about the kids in the other room, the pictures on the wall, and the dog and the whatever. but I've learned how to sell over the phone really, really well. In fact, one of those mentors, I remember when I said, find people super successful, get the recipe. She's like, are you going face to face? I'm like, yeah, that's how I'm taught. She's like, nope, you need to stop that right now. Sit your butt in the seat and get on the phone. I'm like, what? How do you do that? And so, but it is much more efficient because remember, I had those 3 kids and yeah, they went to school, but the last one got on the bus at 9 and the first one I had to pick up at 2:15 or something to take him to golf. So when you're talking like you have 5 hours, you had to be more efficient and then get back after in the evening. So
Yeah. Melissa says, is New York hard as a home state?
New York is hard in as far as insurance in general, but just because you live in a harder state does not limit you because you can buy licenses all around the country. And I would, again, I can help you kind of know, but you can work the, what am I trying to say? The time zones, right? You can start calling earlier in the East time zone. You can buy over to the West and you can call, in your evening time and it's the afternoon there. So you can work pockets of time too.
It's true. So smart.
So no one is limited anywhere. I will tell you that. You're only limited by this.
That's right.
And your ability to take action and not quit.
That's exactly right. Well, you're a rock star. Thank you for your time. A whole hour of bombs from Amy Searcy. Also, you got to check out her book, The Fire Within You, on Amazon. I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but amazing book, Fire Within You. It was born at 8% 2 years ago. She was on stage. One of the speakers had Amy eat fire live from stage. And so that birthed a book, right? Which is really cool. So
it did. Thank you for mentioning that. And thank you for the opportunities that you've given me, from eating fire to presenting here and just sitting around the table eating with your family. So
that's right. We're going to keep doing it. I appreciate you. We will see you in 3 weeks. An amazing job tonight.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. See you soon. See you at 8% in 3 weeks. Have a great Thursday tomorrow. Adios.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
Okay, as you guys are jumping in, I'm going to throw out some big claims, man. This dude did like $330K his first year. He protected like 458 families. He's got an agency now that will do millions in premium. Like the dude's